All right, there's a flounder right there, and I'm gonna go get him.
Wasn't nothing on his mind, cause his mind had stopped working. Coming out the green room in a blue suit with my mean crew, sipping on the bat blue. That dude with a bad attitude, vocal like a fat dude, but I'm shaped like a frail nerd. Blowing smoke out the window, yelling foul words like hot diggity and giggity goo. Only weighing 145, but I'm bigger than you. I got a limp and I still feel quicker than you. They can't deal with a real ill lyrical dude. I'm in the booth spitting flames with this chip in my tooth. This just a little bit, I bet you think I'm giving a lot. Even when I'm liquid, I'm like a brick or a rock. You're so liquid. Yeah. You're so liquid. Yeah.
All right, guys, it is fall time here in Texas, and here recently in my region, north wind had been blowing for a while, and it actually had blown a lot of the water out. And some buddy of ours had caught a bunch of redfish trapped in an area. So me and my buddy Robert with Bobby Booshay Fishing, we headed out to that area to see if it was still holding the redfish like that. And what do you know? It's not. Water rose back up, all the redfish left. But it was November 1st, so what do you think we caught all day? Can't keep flounders anymore in Texas, so of course we caught flounders all day. So anyway, I decided to turn that into a good video to help you guys out. When the flounder do come back, y'all will be able to go out there and see where flounder hang out, and just a couple spots that you can just kind of see what type of areas hold flounders and what to look for when you go out there and you get on the flounders again. So pay attention to that, and I'm gonna go over some things, and basically always use my tandem rig. And if you guys know my tandem rig, I use the 3 swivel right there, and I got my lines with my 2 right there. So that always works, and gulp is always great for flounder. You get the curly tail, the chartreuse curly tail, and then you get the white shrimp tail with the chartreuse tail, and bounce those across. So with the tandem rig, you don't even have to use the gulp or the lures, man. You can get you some of them mud minnows or some good finger mullet. Hook them through the head right there and use live bait. You can drag 2 live baits across that thing and entice them in. And I don't tell you how many times I've pulled in 2 flounders at once doing that. And I'll explain everything in here, show you what I did, why the place held flounder, and answer your question. Was there a flounder on that point? I pointed out. Right on, guys. I hope to see you guys on the water. Don't forget to come out fishing with me. I'll leave links to get a hold of me so you can book trips, and book trips with my buddy Fishing with Bobby Booshay. All right, guys. Hope to see all you guys on the water. Tight lines, and God bless. Got him? Right on. Found one. Huh, flounder? I was waiting to catch a flounder. Today is November 1st. You can't keep flounder. And of course, ooh, look at that flounder. Wow.
Biggest flounder I've caught all year.
Wow. Of course. Caught him on that dark one. I had a feeling there were going to be flounder right here. I've been dragging mine on the bottom.
Make sure I get a good video of this one.
Right. Right on. My turn. Okay, guys. What makes this right here a perfect spot for a flounder? And why did we expect to find flounder here? Okay, the wind was blowing this direction, and the current was blowing this direction. I want to say I believe the tide was coming in at the time. But anyway, you've got that happening right there, and you've got oyster scattered out throughout, and you have ambush spots here, 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 and all down this grass line right there. So you have ambush spots, you have oysters, and you have current flow coming through here. Okay guys, this is a view from maps that you can look at in any one of your phones, computers, or whatever. And just to show you, right here is where Robert caught that flounder and where we were at. And the reason this spot is perfect, because if you see this small lake back here, you got this small lake, but you got these big lakes right here. The wind is blowing this way, which is causing the current to run around these points and whip through here and run around all these points. And what that does on both sides of right here of this, inside this opening, it creates a swirl. So you've got this current flow, you've got these swirls, and you've got all these ambush points, and you've got this oyster stuff. So these oysters, they provide places for the bait to hide and bait to be at. And they also provide places for the flounder to hang out. You got all these ambush points, and you got this swirl. So not only do you have bait hiding for them to eat on, but that current flowing through there pushes bait through there really quick, and then those swirls right there catch them up in there just long enough for that flounder to jump up out of his little hidey spot and snatch them. So remember that. You want to find a place like this, ambush points, oyster, and current, and always those swirls, man. And if you see both the current flowing through both these two sides right here, is gonna cause them to buffet and make a swirl coming around all that stuff, guys. So remember that. You can look for spots like this, and you can plan your day as what direction the wind's blowing, and go out there and check it out. All right, guys, I hope that helped out. Let's go check out the next spot. All right, there's a flounder right there, and I'm gonna go get him. Got him. Yeah. It's a small one, but I got him. I think I lost him. Nope, got it. I told you there was a... Didn't I just point right over there and tell you there was a flounder sitting on there? Look at that. Either I know what I'm talking about, or I just get lucky.
Maybe a 50-50.
Look at that flounder, bro. He got the light color.
Yep, I just switched to a pearl.
Ah! Oh well. He took it off for me. I can't keep him. That was about 17. Here's a good one. Okay, guys. Why was I able to point at this spot and say there was a flounder on it? Well, there is a big lake back here flowing around this point right here. I've got the wind blowing this way, and I've got current flowing this way. So also the reason I could is because I knew the aerial view and I knew the terrain. And I'm going to go back to the above picture, and I'm going to show y'all a little bit more detail. Right on. Okay, anglers. This back here, you see this area? That was where my buddy Robert just caught that flounder. We came up to this point right here, and as I was coming up to this point, I looked at the conditions, and I remembered the overhead view, and I pointed at it, and I called that flounder out. Now, the reason why was the wind was blowing this direction right here. So it was causing the current to flow this way, and it whipped around the point right here. And as it whipped around and came, it caused a swirling motion right there. Now that, with the oyster spread out right here, at a point, causing a perfect place for a flounder to sit back and hide and wait for that bait to be flipped around there by that current and caught up in that swirl, and all he had to do is come out and take my bait. So, pretty simple things to remember, guys. Current flow, swirl around areas, oysters, ambush points, and this water in both these spots was less than 2 feet deep. We were in about 1.5 feet of water, so it doesn't have to be very deep water. And it always helps when there's bait in the area and stuff like that. So, all right, man, I hope that helps y'all. You know, flounders hang out in all kinds of other areas, but these are 2 quick, easy areas that y'all can just look at real quick, and 9 times out of 10 pick out a flounder. All right, guys, right on. Hey, guys, hope you learned something from that. You know, flounders like drop-offs. We all know that in big channels. That's why around Seawolf Park and around the ferry landing, and then you've got the South Jetty over there off of East Beach that are always holding flounders this time of year. They run through there, but all times of year they are on there, but not as stacked up as they are now. But anyway, this right here, this will help you out when they come back, or even in situations like this. These types of places hold flounder, and if you look for the details like that, the swirl, the water flow, the oyster, the points like that. And if you watched my video on ambush points, it's got the thing that I explain a spot about the swirl and why it attracts flounders. So check that one out. And man, like I said, hope to see y'all guys on the water. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're here, man, and go check out my boy Robrt with Bobby Booshay, man. All right, guys, tight lines and God bless.